Saturday, December 13th. I'm Joe Habersham.
I'm meteorologist Morgan Strackline. Of course, we are going to be bringing you just our extended coverage on both Facebook and our News 8 Plus streaming app, just to keep you guys updated on what's happening both in the weather, but also we have a lot of cold to talk about. And there's some, a lot of people have to make sure they're staying safe. And there's a lot of areas across, or a lot of warming centers that we want to keep you aware about too, just so you can have that in the back of your mind. So, of course, we're going to get to the forecast here in just a couple minutes, but first we're going to kind of get to what you guys can plan and prepare for with that cold that's coming in along with the snow.
That's right. So we're going to tell you about some of these resources right now. An emergency shelter's doors are open at the Martin Luther King Jr. Community Center in Rock Island. From now until 7 a.m. on Monday, families can escape the cold and get 3 meals a day, along with snacks. The community and city leaders say that the goal is simple here, keeping people safe. Several warming centers are available to Illinois residents. Among them are South Park Mall and local libraries. Christian Care in Rock Island and the Knox County Housing Authority may be able to provide overnight shelter for those who need. Now, over in Iowa, warming centers include the Bettendorf and Davenport libraries, as well as the North Park Mall. Those who may need shelter overnight should contact Humility Homes and Services in Davenport. You can also reach out to the Salvation Armies of the Quad Cities. For more information on warming centers and shelters in our area, you want to visit our website at WQAD.com. And now we have a reminder from the Rock Island County Coroner. Extreme cold like what we're seeing this weekend can be life-threatening. The coroner says that cold-related deaths are rare, but they do happen when people fall outside and aren't found in time, or when homes, cars, and abandoned buildings lose heat quickly during winter weather. He says anyone can be vulnerable, especially those dealing with medical or mental health challenges.
Any night when it's 30, whether it's 30 degrees above zero or 30 below zero, you can succumb to hypothermia, and it's a very serious and wrong way to go.
The coroner Gustafson urges people to check in on their neighbors and let somebody know before you're heading outside, especially with more of these cold nights ahead. Now, the wind chill is a big part of what makes this weekend's temperatures so dangerously low, and because of it, our bodies will lose heat and become colder faster. That's because the way the wind blows away most of our body heat that our body is able to generate. This is what makes it vital to layer up and keep on a buffer between your body as well as the wind. And right now, we're going to send it over to Morgan with a look at the forecast this weekend. More.
I'm right now watching our live stream on Facebook, so if you do have any questions, you can throw them to me. I'm going to be reading through them. But we don't only just have this stream. This is kind of the first update that we're going to bring you. We'll have another one around 8:30. Of course, you can join us on Good Morning Quad Cities at 9 to 10, and we'll have constant updates through that, and then we'll have some more streaming just after that 10 a.m. newscast. We just want to keep you prepared and updated, especially when it comes to those road conditions, because we've been starting to see some deterioration, especially this morning in Iowa, as those snow showers have started to push into the area. In fact, the system has started to speed up a little bit more. We started to see those snow showers push in for us a little earlier. What that means, though, is the snow is going to leave a little earlier. So that's actually something I think I'd prefer a little bit more, because that means we'll have more time into the afternoon to start to get those roads a little clearer, and especially when temperatures are going to be quote unquote at their warmest, because by the time we get to this evening, things are going to start to crash down with those temperatures, and road treatments might not work as effective or as quick. So again, we're starting to see those roads begin to deteriorate right now, as we are seeing coverage of up to around 50% coverage with the blue areas, 100% covered with the pink areas. I will say northwestern Illinois hasn't really been seeing snow yet, but we did see a quick disturbance yesterday. I was watching the National Weather Service chat, and they were seeing a patchy drizzle across the area, a wintry mix, and that did cause some slick spots yesterday. And since temperatures dropped very chilly overnight, we're kind of seeing some refreezing on those areas. But let's take a look at some of our interstate cameras across the metro area. It is starting to snow here, but roads still looking okay. However, remind you, it is very cold outside, so it's not going to take long to start to see those roads to begin to get covered. In fact, as we take a look at I-80, I think I'm starting to see those roads covered a little bit more and starting to deteriorate a little quicker. So again, if you're going to head out on the roads at all this morning, just make sure that you are giving yourself plenty of time. You're using those precautions. If you can wait or not travel at all today, I'd say that's going to be your best bet, just to give those roads plenty of times to rebound. But if not, you can wait until the afternoon, especially when the snow comes to an end. Feels like temperatures out the door right now have been -5 to -15 for feels like temperatures. You can expect it to stay below zero for those wind chills all day today. Now here is a look at live radar where we are seeing the strong cutoff with those snow showers. Again, it's mainly in the metro area. I just looked outside the station here in Moline. We're starting to see those snowflakes begin to fly. But if you go just off to the north, again, just near Eldridge, you might start seeing a little bit of flurries, but DeWitt, which is only about 20 minutes away from us, they're still looking pretty dry. So we do start to see that widespread snow right now filtrating through southern or south of I-80. This is kind of the main event that we're already starting to see so far for this morning. And you can see if we go all the way out to areas like South Dakota, right here, you can see that we are beginning to see that snow begin to come to an end there. So that's the good news, is we should get a couple hours of these snow showers to remain consistent. But once we get closer to noon, this will start to push in. So things will start to look a bit lighter for us. We're actually going to begin to clear out clouds too. We should see some sunshine here for your Sunday. Unfortunately, it's not going to help us out temperature-wise. So when it comes to the track of this system, it's very similar to the one that we saw on Thursday, a very thin, narrow band pushing through of those heavier amounts through central Iowa. Again, our winter weather advisory started early this morning. It's likely going to expire for a lot of us by the time we get to the afternoon. In fact, the National Weather Service does have this in place until 3 p.m., but I wouldn't be surprised if they do start to trim that back a little sooner, especially with the fact that our system kind of upped its pace about an hour or two. So instead of it ending by 3, I think it's going to end about 1 o'clock for us here. But most are expected to see those totals between 1 and 4 inches as we get through the day today. When it comes to the winter storm severity index, this is kind of taking a look at where you can expect the highest impacts to those roads and traveling. And again, it's basically hugging that entire I-80 corridor and pointing south. When you go north of I-80, that's when those amounts are going to fall off pretty sharply. Maybe only seeing max amounts of 1, maybe highest 2 for areas north of I-80. So really not expecting too much snow for those hometowns. A lot more of the accumulation is going to be expected south. Again, highs today are only going to be in the single digits with this snow. That's going to be the one difference when it comes to the system that's coming in now versus Thursday. So again, like I've been saying all morning, when you get temperatures down to the single digits and feels like temperatures as cold as they're going to be, road treatments, they just don't work as effectively. I'm not saying that they're not going to work, but it might take a little extra time, a little extra effort to clear off those roads just because it is going to be so cold. Like I said, luckily, though, we should start to see the snow come to an end after we get through noon into 1 o'clock today. And then we're going to be left behind with clearing conditions. Those clear skies, however, we will crash down temperatures to nearly -10 tonight. And you can expect feels like temperatures to get close to -30. That is going to be probably the most dangerous timeline that we see for these wind chills for the upcoming weekend. Even though we do see sunshine tomorrow, it's not going to help us out with any of those temperatures. We're still going to stay in the single digits as we have highs around 5 degrees. So taking a look at the snow tracker and estimates of what we could see across the area. So if you are along and north of Interstate 80, including Princeton, Clinton, Sterling Rock Falls region, Savannah, Monticello, off to Iowa City, I think a good range for you is going to be anywhere between a dusting to maximum 2 inches of snow. South of I-80, however, as you get farther or closer to Kewanee, Muscatine, and then going down to Galesburg, Burlington, and Mount Pleasant, that's when we're going to see those amounts get up to around 2 to 3 inches, a little more widespread. And again, max could get up to around 4 inches. But right now, I'm anticipating that 4-inch range to be closer to the Galesburg to Peoria window. So this is a very similar situation, a very similar snowfall amounts to the system that we did see on Thursday evening. I also want to talk about the winds because I know we've been talking about wind chills and how it's going to be so bitterly cold. And I've been getting a lot of questions is, are we going to see extremely gusty winds with this cold? No, we're not. We're actually going to see a pretty typical winter breeze. I mean, gusts will be as high as 20 miles per hour. That's still breezy enough, but it doesn't take a lot of wind to make it feel intensely cold. The winds could be even calmer than 20 miles per hour, and we'd still be struggling with those wind chills as we head throughout the day today and tonight. But again, like I said, it's not going to be so windy. We're just going to have a slight breeze out there, but that will do it enough for us to keep us extremely cold. In fact, we do have a cold weather advisory issued for us that's going to start at 6 p.m. All of us are in this cold weather advisory. By 6 p.m., we can expect those wind chills to start to get very close to -15, maybe even nearing -20 as we get into this evening. But once we get to tomorrow morning, that's going to be the most dangerous of it. Like I said, future track wind chills are just going to stay below zero basically the entire weekend. But the window where it is going to be the worst, where we can expect frostbite to potentially happen in as little as 10 minutes, that's especially going to be Sunday morning. So I would highly recommend, if you don't have to be outside at all on Sunday morning, just don't. If you do, you should just layer up and make sure you limit any time outside, because frostbite can settle in as little as 10 minutes when you do get those wind chills closer to about -25 to -30, which is what we're expecting for Sunday. Looking into Sunday afternoon, we're going to still stay well below zero. Monday morning, very early, we still could see a couple areas in advisory criteria getting close to -20 or staying near -20. But by the time we do get to your Monday morning commute, that's when we actually should start to see rebounding temperatures. It's still going to feel below zero, but we'll really start to see things look a lot better by the time we get to noon on Monday. So like we've been saying, we just got to get through this weekend, and then we're going to be in for a nice treat, especially when it comes to those temperatures. A lot of snow melt is going to be happening this upcoming week. I know that some of our southern hometowns are going to be clocking in about 5 to 6 inches total from our systems this week. And you're likely going to see a lot of that leave and melt away by the time we get to the middle of the upcoming week, as we push those highs to around 45 degrees. So again, our active weather week is slowly but surely coming to an end. We just got to get through Monday morning, and then we're going to start to begin to get a lot better temperatures. Like I said, we are going to be continuously tracking this for you. We will have some graphics running through you here on the 8+ streaming app, giving you updates on radar, road conditions, how much snow you can expect, and of course looking at those wind chills that are going to be seen through the area today. We'll have another live stream for you here coming up at around 8:30. We'll have a check-in on those road conditions, a little bit more for you. Of course, giving you an update on any of those warming centers, and of course also giving you an update on that forecast. You can join us there again at 8:30, and then we will also be on air and on our 8+ streaming app here at 9 a.m. for Good Morning Quad Cities Saturday as well. In the meantime, everyone stay safe and stay warm.